Hart Durson, and we're here with David Reese, artisanal pencil sharpener, who's going to teach us about a skill you might not have practiced since the 4th grade or so. His new book, How to Sharpen Pencils, comes out next week, and he's going to give us a demo on his favorite pencil sharpening techniques. So tell us, David, just a little bit about how you got into this hobby or business.
It's a hobby and a business. I've sharpened almost 500 pencils for paying customers, and I've learned a lot about pencils and pencil sharpeners and pencil sharpening techniques and the history of pencils and the history of pencil sharpeners. And I decided it would be fun to share what I've learned with the general public, to empower them to sharpen their own pencils. It's like that saying about if you give a man a sharpened pencil, you feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to sharpen a pencil, you feed him for a lifetime. And my little goal with this book was to feed all of humanity for a lifetime. Here are a couple of things that you should look for while choosing a pencil. 1, the shaft of the pencil should be straight. It should not be bent or bowed. And you can check this pretty easily by rubbing the pencil shaft against a flat, stable surface. Number 2, the graphite core should be centered within the pencil. And you can check this easily by just taking a look at the unsharpened or raw end of a pencil. A third thing to look for is to confirm that there is no excess paint on the unsharpened end of the pencil. This is the technique of sharpening a pencil with a straight blade. This is a raw, primal pencil pointing experience. We're going to slowly and carefully rotate the pencil while we scrape away the outside paint of the pencil shaft. We want to make really sure that by the time the graphite is exposed, it is a complete cylindrical shape with no gouging or dips in it. The third step is finishing the graphite itself, either with a second sharpener or an emery board or a piece of sandpaper. This technique involves an antique pencil sharpener called the Little Shaver. This one right here actually isn't an antique, it's a modern reproduction, and I should know because I've actually used the original antique because I'm an expert. This is a great technique for the beginner who wants to eventually master the pocket knife technique because this arm limits your range of motion and assures you that you won't make any moves that are completely disastrous and destructive. Looks good.
David, thank you so much for coming. It's been a real treat to learn how to sharpen pencils.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So are there any last words of advice or pencil sharpening wisdom you can share with our viewers?
Yeah, I have something I would like to say to America. Mechanical pencils are bull.